Hello, mortals! This is the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube, and this is a Get Ready With Me where I put on drag makeup to film videos later today. So, let's go ahead and get started, and yay, Lynette is here. Maybe it's just you and I, but please chime in if anyone else is online. Meanwhile, I am going to attempt to do a look today. And let's see. How are you doing, Lynette? I think, as usual, I haven't really planned anything out. I think I'm just going to do a blue look. See how that turns out. And Laurie is here. Hey, Laurie. Glad you have joined us. Where are my blues? Okay. Just trying to get organized here. Okay. So I have my template. And let's do... Oh, Mooney's here. I haven't seen you in a while, Mooney. Yay, you got a free day. Love free days. Oops. Okay, so I think... You'd think these monochrome colors would be, just doing one color would make it easier. I'm not sure if that's true. Okay. So, since we're doing blue, I guess I'm using some of this flash palette. Oh, some reason people have jumped in. You binged all 10 episodes. Oh, I've only seen the first one. So no spoilers. I've only seen the first episode. It looks great though. Hey, Cool Gamer. Thank you for joining us. Oh, you found a used and new bookstore. The Cool Fantasy Anthology. Interesting. So I assume those are all like short stories. Okay, so attempt. Gosh, my news feed is just... Here's a garage door opening down below. Is inundated with the Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade, which, if you're not in America, that is the right to... a woman's right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. And the Supreme Court decided it is up to the states, not the federal government. So there's a big hullabaloo about that. I personally am shocked because I thought it was the law of the land for 50 years? And now they're one of the justices was looking at contraceptive rights, returning that back to the states, gay rights, same-sex marriage. So, oh boy. It's a lot. So I was thinking about doing a video on Orson Scott Card. I've been meaning to do that video for a while now. Just things have gotten away from me. I forgot to do my little black line. Yeah, it's one of those things where you never think it would happen, and it happened. At least from my perspective. Of course, when we got a conservative Supreme Court, thanks to Donald Trump, it was just only a matter of time before they started flexing their muscle. Okay, I think we're kind of even today, which is a miracle. Okay. Oh yeah, you like my crystal ball here? It's changing color. Yeah, I haven't, sadly, I haven't been to a brick and mortar in a while. 1972, wow. Oh, you're waiting for your self-imposed book buying ban. Okay, yeah. I figure most people know about Roe versus Wade. Cappuccino! You can't stay, but thank you so much for checking in. Sounds like your grandma's rules that I might not follow. Not sure what that means, but well, you know, things come in waves. But the thing about the Supreme Court is the justices are there for life. So you can't really kick them out. I just think it's crazy, and I've always said that men should not be deciding for this subject. In my opinion. Oh boy. Fortunately, I live in a state that it's not really liberal, but Nevada isn't one of the states that are looking to criminalize abortion. Okay. Not that it affects me one way or the other. But like I said, it shouldn't be men who decide that. This is going to be a bitch to blend. Members of your high court retire at 70. Interesting. Hey, Katie. Haven't seen you here. Welcome. I don't understand why political conservatives would want to ban abortion. It leads to increase in population. More money needed for school, health. Yeah, well, I'm not sure anyone here is going to argue with that. In Australia, the Conservative Party are called the Liberals. Oh, that is confusing. Welcome. Well, of course, from the social conservative point of view, it's not. It's all religious. It's all the logic is based on religion, that life begins at conception. But if it's a religious question, why would not it fall under freedom of religion? Because some people may have a different religion. Oh man, this blue is not going to blend. We will try. Okay. If life starts at conception, then child support should start from then, also tax benefits. Good point. I guess we're just going to go for a darker blue. I should have used this. Anyway. Oh, I decided to start reading the science fiction book that Fit to Be Read recommended, the Architect's Duology, I think it's called, with Shards of Earth. I could be totally messing up the title, but the duology is called The Architects. And the middle grade I was reading, I tried to give it another chance, and I just decided to DNF it, the Violet Veil books. And I think Fit to Be Read says this writer reminds them of the authors that wrote The Expanse, and I could totally see why. But it also is reminding me of the Honor Harrington books by David Weber. which is, of course, military science fiction. Okay. Started reading Five Minds by Guy Morpuss, which is about five people sharing. Oh, that reminds me of that Netflix series, Sense8. Although it's about, I guess it doesn't, but that's about 8 people sort of being psychically connected, but able to share kind of each other's bodies. Entitled To a New Body Every 20. Oh, that sounds actually really interesting. I haven't heard of that author. It's strange to view American politics from the UK. You seem to be more and more conservative, but in the UK, even when conservatives come in, things don't change. They just swing left to right, center. Well, it used to be that way. The thing is, the American politics used to be, they used to say there were 3, they called themselves the big tents, and they said there were 3 parts holding up or 3 poles holding up the big tent. And that was sort of nationalists with, strong defense, protect the borders, that type of thing. And then there were the libertarians, which are very much pro abortion rights or women's right to choose, but they're very conservative business-wise. And then the social conservatives, or the evangelicals, who were the ones that were really anti-abortion, anti-choice, for religious reasons. But something happened, and since those 3 weren't always aligned on topics, it was kind of more center-right, at least when you came to the national level, although on the state level it could be very conservative. But anyway, something happened. I'm not sure what happened. I mean, it resulted in Trump, ultimately. But yeah, we used to be a lot more center left, center right, I think. Of course, the irony is the Republican Party used to be, as the party of Lincoln, used to be have the sort of, not chokehold, but they had the black vote, obviously because of Lincoln, until the 1960s. When John Kennedy, sort of took that vote from the Republicans with the promise of civil rights, are promising to pass civil rights legislation. And the Republicans didn't know what to do. Until Nixon developed what he called the Southern Strategy, which pretty much catered to racists. I mean, there's no other way to say it. And it was in the 70s. How did we get talking about civics? Who knows, you may disagree with me. But it's a lesson of not taking your constituents for granted. And I think our Democratic Party or liberals kind of fall into that trap of taking like the LGBT vote for granted. Anyway, we used to alternate between the two parties, but you had a third for independence. I always thought that America should have a third party because there's a lot of, I don't know if this would appeal to you, but I know that there are a lot of socially liberal, progressive Americans, but who are financially conservative. And there's really no place for them. They either have to choose between social issues or economic issues. Which sounds like libertarians, but the problem with the third parties here, like the Libertarians or the Green Party, is that they're really run by the they're more extreme policies. Greens and Independents have the balance of power in the Senate. That's very interesting. See, that would never happen here. If you read Recoil by J.T. Nicholas, sci-fi crime story where everyone can change bodies straight after death with people switching gender, race, etc. Oh, I like that. I think I was talking to Lynette last week about Jack Chalker. He's passed away in the 80s, but a lot of his books revolved around that changing body theme. Doing something about climate change and also civil rights. Oh, Lynette's wish list is growing again. Oh, I like that. Most of the women who got in or most of the independents who got in were women. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, your representatives should reflect your population. So theoretically, there should be, 50% women in the legislative branch, but that doesn't happen very often. I had high hopes for this blue look, but now I'm not sure. I'm going to start using black to deepen. Yeah, I'm using this chroma cake white because that's what Jackie Beat uses, and it's thinner than like the cream clown white things I was using. But it's like harder. Can't explain it. Okay. Oh, who knows where we're going with this look? Oh, thanks for asking, Katie. No, I'm filming YouTube videos. Um, so every Saturday I get into drag, and you can watch me. It's like watching paint dry, literally. And but then I film videos after I do this. So I've been thinking, well, maybe I should like go out to a club or something. But I'm just so it's my age. I'm just feeling too tired to do it. Although I found one of our gaming, I live in Las Vegas, one of our gaming stores hosts D&D games on Saturday night. So I was like, oh, maybe I should go and drag to a D&D session. But I don't know. I'm just pretty much beat after doing these videos. Able to buy books for Garb August. So I have some trashy books. Oh, horror trash from the 70s and 80s. Speaking of YouTube, I'm sort of having a crisis of where to take my YouTube channel. Because I know I did myself no favors of mixing up Critical Role, the Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game, in with my book videos, and then trying to do shorts. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just start separate channels, for one for shorts. I think I may even stop doing those shorts. But if I keep doing it, a separate channel for shorts and a separate channel for Dungeons and Dragons Critical Role, and then just keep this channel for books. I don't know. Part of me just likes having one YouTube channel just because it's easier. Okay. If you start a new, yeah, that's the other thing. This channel is monetized. Any other channel I have won't be, at least for the foreseeable future. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I think about. Oh, Lynette, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm always embarrassed when people give these stickers, but I do appreciate it so much. But talking about being monetized, this channel really doesn't make anything. Well, it took me 4 months for $100, and it's going to take longer for the second 100. Oh, I should do the. Okay. Bear with me. I forgot to do the. Need to do the inner corners. Okay. So. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the black chroma cake. If I can find it. To fill in the rest. to think some people make a living off their YouTube channels. Isn't that amazing? I think it's so amazing people do it. I haven't done this in a while, but I used to do these analyzing other booktubers, and I remember Elias told me that he's a full-time YouTuber. All his income is through YouTube, which I think is amazing. Have that on. Of course, he's a small YouTuber compared to some of the others. I mean, the really big YouTube names make millions of dollars. But not so much booktubers. We really are a niche. Maybe the top ones do. But I have no illusions that I'll ever be one of them. Okay. So it's coming together. So I'm going to set this black with black. Yep. Your next book in translation. Oh, Stanislaw Lem. Yeah, he wrote Solaris. Well, if you haven't read Solaris, you should read Solaris. But I read some of his short stories, and I think he's probably a better short story writer. I don't know. You might want to check out the Futurological Congress. I think it's the name of the collection. Kayla from Books and Lala recently. Yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's amazing. It's also indicative of the love people have for books, that they're supporting even a couple of booktubers enough that they can support themselves through. Well, I'm also sure they do sponsorships. I don't watch that much of Kayla, but I assume she might do some sponsorships or have a really big Patreon presence. I know Dominic Noble, who I did a video on, and he was so nice to respond to me, or to my video, is a full-timer as well. Although he does there's, I think they're really good videos, but they're about film adaptations of books. And he really seems like a good guy. I might have to look at Fitz 150 books. Yeah. Surprisingly, I read a lot of them, but some of them I haven't. Yeah, I'm sure he makes plenty. Maybe not millions, but six figures. Your own creativity comes and goes. Can't imagine being in any creative job and depending on it for income. Yeah. And think of the pressure that puts on you. In order for me to live and support myself, or support myself and my family, I have to be creative 24/7. But speaking of which, I don't really usually talk about this much on my channel, but I am trying to be a writer myself, and had kind of a dry spell because I was moving and I didn't do hardly any writing, but I'll come back to it. I think I'm going to start querying, which is sending a proposal out to agents. One of my books. But this other one I'm working on is, I had finished it, last year. And I had put it down because I needed space away from it. But I've picked it up again. I'm really happy where the direction it's going. Okay, I'm turning off my phone. Those little alerts are my garage opening and closing because my husband is doing something in the garage. Okay, well, I think we're not really done. But I want to do something with these lids. And because this chroma paint is so thin, I don't think I'm going to try to clean it off with the micellar water. I'm just going to go over it. Should I do purple? Purple and blue? Or should I use red? Something really big contrast. Oh, you have red Solaris. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's part of the problem. I mean, I waste so much time, like browsing the internet or looking at YouTube videos. I'm not really big on Twitter. I've never understood Twitter. I can't. I mean, I have a Twitter account, and I'll post like links to whenever I release a video or something, but I don't understand the appeal of it. And I'm sure it's a generational thing, although there's people my age that really use it. Um, but anyway, I waste a lot of time on the internet. And it's like, well, if I could just take 2 hours or even 1 hour and focus it on doing something creative like writing. Well, Booktube's creative too, but writing a book, you know, it shouldn't impact my day at all. But yeah, discipline is hard. Love to write, but I love reading more, so no time to try. The short stories I'm reading at the minute is a collection of Lovecraft stories. You know, I've just started I don't know Happy Stories. Yeah, Lovecraft really never wrote long fiction. Maybe novella length. Gate to the Silver Keys might be his longest. But I've said before, I love Lovecraft's cosmic horror mythos that he created, but sometimes I kind of like reading other people's interpretations more than Lovecraft himself. Although some of Lovecraft's stories are really good. My favorites are probably, at least in the Cthulhu genre, the Horror at Innsmouth. Is that it? With the Marsh people. I have the last name of Marsh, with Jebediah Marsh or something. I don't know. And I really, really liked The Color Out of Space. I think that's a fantastic short horror story. Okay, let me. What did I say I was going to do? Oh, red. So let me put some red glitter out. Yeah. Oh, I put the wrong lid on my chroma cake. Another thing I've considered doing to my YouTube channel is to change the title of it, give myself a drag name rather than just Booktube Goddess. Okay, so I think I'm going to put some. God, I really need more brushes or new brushes. Okay, pray with me. This is going to be tricky. This is the red flash palette coloring. I just realized it's going to be like red, white, and blue. Very patriotic. Okay, now I'm going to try to mix in some white to blend it together. I'm looking for paper towels here. If you've never seen a drag queen put makeup on from start to finish, it can be a long, boring process. But we have each other to keep us company. Spent way too much time on Facebook. Yeah, that's different when it's your family. Although I have Facebook too, and mostly it's like friends and family, but I don't use it very much, and I never really got into it. Yeah, I feel like I miss it. I don't understand it. I know there's a lot of drama on Twitter, and I know people dramatically quit Twitter because of the hate or whatever. But I don't know. It's just hard for me to understand how you get into Twitter enough to get into the drama. Easy way to stay in touch. Yeah, I used to be a producer of a game, Listernia, and I was sort of told I had to have Facebook to connect to the players. Oh yeah, I'm not great at using the phone either. I hate typing messages on the phone. It takes me so long to type a simple little message, and some people are like sending me paragraphs, and I'm like, how? Never had Twitter, hardly a space for learning more, like preaching. Use your phone while walking the dog. Hey, I don't see that many typos. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll like look on Twitter, and some people like make funny little remarks and puns because mostly I follow other booktubers. Um, but I don't know. I guess there is some preaching. Well, YouTube can be toxic too. Yeah, YouTube can be such a waste of time. Oh, you don't consider Booktube? Oh, I fall down the rabbit hole on animal videos. I'm a big cat lover. And you watch one and you get recommended a dozen more. Oh, hey, Jackie. Jackie's my sister. Hi, Jackie. She's soon to be married. Can't wait. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. So I'm going to try to blend this in. So it's going to hopefully be a light red. And by that I mean pink. Because that's what light red is. Okay. I have to shut up for a minute. Okay, now I'm going to go in this good old faithful clown white cream and try to blend this in the corner. Okay. Now we're going to cover it in glitter. And because the cream is a little sticky, I'm not going to use any glitter primer. Can you even see glitter on the camera? And maybe I'll just fade it to pink. This necklace is so cheap. But you don't need anything expensive for video. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to do for the eyes. I just need to clean it up now. And let me go to black. So I'm done with this. Done with this. See, this is the exciting part because it's hard for me to talk and do this at the same time. Just want to use some black to blend in this edges. One eye done. Oops. Just put a blob of white on my nose. Okay. Okay. Is he watching the? Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, yeah. I only really watch shows on the weekends, and Fridays is usually RuPaul's Drag Race, of course. And then I'd watch like something else, like the Umbrella Academy. But we went out to dinner with some friends last night, so we only saw one episode of the Umbrella Academy. But I definitely want to finish it this weekend, hopefully. But yeah, I haven't kept up with Obi-Wan. Yeah, there's so much good TV on, but like I said, I don't watch it during the week. So, oh, that's a good idea. Just binge watch the whole thing. I also like that show, The Boys, on Amazon Prime. Probably not to everyone's cup of tea, but it's sort of a satire on superheroes, and it's very dark and crude. Only Murders in the Building. I haven't heard of that one. Oh, that's the. Are you talking about something else? But yeah, the Game of Thrones prequel, is it? I really liked Jon Snow in the Game of Thrones TV series, but I can understand why you would say that, especially if the series is in the, I want to say Dark Tower, the Wall, because that's kind of a grim setting to begin with. I dig men with long dark hair, but I don't watch the series about the character. Well, it depends on how they do the series, I guess. I would love the Voyages of Arya Stark. Duncan Egg. Usually look at less than 2 hours a week. Easy to lose so much time when watching a lot of, yeah. And like I said, there's just so much good programming out there compared to when I was growing up anyway. Let me brush some of this off. Let me put on. I bet I should do white. reapply some of this blush. Where's my blush brush? My blush brush. Here it is. And let's put on some highlighter. Like I said, I don't even know why I use this stuff. I don't see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to put on... I was thinking of white here, but maybe I'll do pink. I'm going to do some pink. Probably can't even see it. Okay. And I want to set it. For those who are interested, we are coming to the end of our journey here. Can't really even see it. Oh well. I don't own a TV, so YouTube and Netflix only for me, and I have been loving... Oh, Russian Doll. I like the first season more, I think, than season 2, but it's wild. It is. I love that actress. And if you haven't seen What's that movie called with RuPaul? Something about a cheerleader. I think the cheerleader is gay or something. Fantastic. Oh, she also did this movie. I think it's called Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Really good. It is very trippy, Russian doll. Might buy a smart TV. Oh, you bought it. Lynette, you are crazy. You saved enough money during your self-imposed book ban to buy a TV. That's great. Oh, that's fair enough. Is drag becoming more mainstream now with RuPaul Drag Race, etc.? For me growing up in the UK, we had Lily Savage on Blankety Blank and Big Breakfast and every Christmas pantomimes. That's an interesting question. I think it has become more mainstream, but I know, watching the UK Drag Race UK and following some of the drag queens, that there is a bit of a different culture in drag in the UK versus the US. Because, like you said, you have the pantomimes, you have. I remember, I think I saw a documentary about Lily Savage, but it seems to me the UK is a lot more camp and comedy and live performances or live singing, that type of thing. Whereas in the US, there's a lot more of the ballroom, posing like a beauty pageant. There is some camp, but it just seems like there's two different cultures of drag, which makes sense. But I do think, thanks to RuPaul, I mean, man, before RuPaul, drag you can only see at a gay club, with the occasional exception. But RuPaul has really broken it out of into something else. Okay, I got to do my lips. This is where I normally screw up. It's doing my lips. Let's try to be slow and take our time. Maybe I need templates for my lips. They even? Yeah. I don't know why I've gone back to using lip liner. Like I've said before, it's like a crayon over sandpaper. um, but I like the control it gives. It gives a little bit more control. I think I'm going to go over it. I don't know if that helped. I really need new lipstick. I've just been putting it off. I think I'm going to. I want to blend that lip liner. Okay, so and that's where we're going to leave the lips. Oh, I love me some Dame Edna. Isn't she still around? It seems like in the Christmas pantomimes. Love Dame Edna. Her stand-ups were so funny. And she had that talk show. She had that talk show for a while. Friend was a turf before the term turf. Yeah, well, we won't go there. There are people that do not like drag as a principle. Huge online argument about transgender. Yeah, and Dame Edna isn't even transgender. That's the whole thing about mixing up drag with transgender. And if anyone's watching, know my definition. Transgender person is a person who identifies with the opposite gender of the sex they were born as. But drag can be summed up in one word. One word. Entertainer. That's all drag is. It's to entertain you, whether it's a drag queen or drag king or drag monster. They're just entertainers. And yes, some people explore being transgender through drag or discover they're transgender while doing drag, but they're still separate things, and it's kind of crazy how people mix them up. And then there's cross-dressers. If you want to even get more complicated, there are cross-dressers who are people that like to dress in the clothes of the other gender, usually in private. It's usually more of a fetish, and they may not wear makeup or anything, but just like the feeling of pantyhose or underwear, whatever. And it may not even be sexual, but there's crossover between that and drag and trans. And so I can understand why people can get mixed up, but there are distinctions. Hate using lip liner. I never notice that my lips aren't even until I try to use a liner. Well, honey, try drawing outside of your lips. This liner is nowhere near where my actual lips really are. It can be interesting. Do the same, yeah. See, there you go. You dated a crossdresser. Doesn't mean they're gay. Doesn't mean anything except oh, of course, I have to do eyelashes. I'm starting out with a fresh pair today because the other ones I had were getting a little bit crusty. It's my apple of eyelashes. They're like, I forget how many pairs there are, but they're like $10. You can get a load of them. And can't speak. Eyelashes change the look. They make the look. And they cover up a lot of the mistakes you make in putting on the eye makeup. Oops. Okay. Okay. We are coming to the close. These matching earrings. And then I grabbed this wig. To make sure there's no pins in it, because I'll definitely grabbed a wig and then pinned my head. They were fine. And let's throw on some gloves. And have some bracelets. Ring. So this is the final look. My sister dressed up as a man for an event. Later, she went out into the street and ran into her son who didn't recognize her. Well, that is being in drag. She was a drag king. Read, thank you. Ooh, Raquel Welsh. Don't have my bosoms on, but thank you. Okay, I'm going to be filming. Like I said, I want to do a video on Orson Scott card. It's sort of continuing that series I did with Marion Zimmer Bradley and David Eddings, but I think this one's timely because of the Roe versus Wade thing, and looking down the road could impact gay marriage, gay rights. They're even looking at contraceptive rights. Can you imagine? If you don't know, the contraceptive question is the pill. Some people believe, since it sloughs off the fetus, believes that's like abortion. It should be illegal as well. So basically getting rid of the pill. Crazy. Anyway, and then I'm probably going to do another book haul. I have so many boxes of books. I just want to get through them. I didn't do any last week, so I should do one this week. And I'm not going to do a Critical Role video today. Stop it. Oh, you know what? Instead of because I had a timer, instead of stopping the timer, I was hitting snooze, so it would go off every hour. So anyway, those are the two videos I think I'm going to do today. And I hope to see you next week. Thank you so much for coming by. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, that was a discussion from the 60s. And there was a case, I don't remember the name of the case, but yeah, it's crazy it's even up for discussion. But I don't know. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming by. And as usual, may all the books you read be